shoulders and legs, so that was good. And then what we ended up doing after that was stopping by the commissary to pick up some snackies and some protein and stuff like that. So we got that going on. And I found out some news that I saw in between sets. I was surfing my phone because, I do that. So I found out that Prusa and Bondtech actually ended up doing a thing together. And what that thing was, the Bondtech INDX. So George, we got in. Hey George, how's it going? It's a great morning here. It's about lunchtime right now here in Korea. And did the commissary thing. But as I was working out, I found out that Bondtech and Prusa have come together, joined together in holy matrimony to create a kit, an upgrade kit for the Core 1. The Prusa Core 1 is of course, a 3D printer that ends up, it's really nice. Build area is small. That's the only thing I don't like about it is a small build area. But they did come out with the Core 1L or the Core L or whatever. So it's a larger build area, which is, I think, is 300 cubed, which is just a little bit bigger than the 256. But the cool news is Bondtech, which is a company out of Sweden, and Prusa have got together, and Bondtech has the INDX system. The INDX system is an induction heated extruder thingy, hot end, to where you can have like 8 tool heads on your Core 1, which is insane. And it reduces the amount of waste and poop when you do multicolor prints or multi-material prints. And the induction heating on this is incredible. So I kind of had a feeling that Prusa and them would get together. Definitely not Bamboo. No love for Prusa from Bamboo or vice versa. So it ends up that Prusa and Bondtech got together, and Bondtech is making a kit for the Core 1 so that you could add that on to your Core 1. And you could have up to 8 tool changes. So usually on a 3D printer, you'll have the head, which will have, a heating element and all kinds of stuff, electronics and the whoosies and the whatsies. So it's kind of big. It's got some mass behind it. And of course you have your hot end, which is going to heat up an aluminum block so that when the filament goes through that big mass of metal and into the nozzle, it'll heat, and then you get liquid plastic, and then you do your layers. So that was really cool. But now Bondtech has made it to where the induction heating is induction heating. So it uses magnetism and magic and sorcery to heat up the filament in like no time. It is amazing. And so while Bamboo has come out with their little thing where it has the vortex system to where you can change tool heads with like the H2C, and one is a dedicated one, and I think they have a chance with the H2C. The H2C has a dedicated nozzle, and then it has a nozzle that it can switch out with other tool heads. But the problem is you're still going to have the retraction issues, which is going to take time. If you're only doing 2 filaments, then, it's great. It's cut down the amount of waste and poop. It is a thing, and it is a benefit. But the INDX system with Prusa is going to blow that out of the water. Because instead of having like the Prusa XL with the entire tool head is changing, now the only thing it changes out is the induction heating coil unit that the filament goes through. And you can heat up the filament and melt it. It heats up faster than anything else. It cools down faster than anything else. There's no electronics with the induction heating nozzle head thing. And so you have minimal amount of mass, and the tool changes are seamless. It is where the Bamboo, they have their Vortex system and they have wireless this and that going back and forth. Yeah, Bondtech and Prusa, they don't even deal with that. So that's kind of an amazing thing right there. And it will truly minimize, and you can get up to like to 8 tool heads, which is amazing. Ferris, hey, yeah, good morning, good afternoon. It is noon here. So Prusa and Bondtech got together, did the little marriage thing, till death do us part. And yeah, they're bringing out an upgrade kit. The H2C also has a problem with bed size and uneven bed heating. Really? Wow, I didn't know that. Interesting. And it's new to the market, software upgrades. Your camera is mirrored again, or do they have left-hand traffic? No, it's mirrored, and I don't know why the YouTube thing has it mirrored as default. Again, it's something that's like, okay, whatever. But no, I have a normal car. The steering wheel's on the left and we drive on the right. I'm just too lazy I forgot. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about the Bondtech and Prusa getting together. This will be the thing that will change the tide and bring Prusa back up into, pretty close with Bamboo. Of course, Bamboo, they have their Vortex system, and that'll be interesting. So, but it's still going to take longer than the INDX system. So the induction coil and the extruder and the whole thing, it just looks super impressive. That was some weird stuff. My phone went to emergency and whatever. So that was crazy. But yeah, I'll have to look at the build plate area for the Core 1L and see what that is. But the INDX system will be a game changer, that upgrade kit. The interesting thing to note is also within that blog, Prusa ended up saying, hey, by the way, the kit is not just going to be for Prusa, they're also going to have an upgrade kit for Vorons. So, holy crow, the Voron. That will be pretty amazing in and of itself. So, and people running stop signs just like no tomorrow. Just go ahead. Change, just run the stop signs. That's okay. It's not like there's people in vehicles. It's a thing. I don't know. Maybe not. But yeah, Prusa did say that the INDX system is going to have an upgrade kit for Vorons, and if you go to the Bondtech site, it looks like they're going to be ramping up and having kits for other things as well. Somebody did ask about whether there's going to be a dedicated machine, so that way it's not an upgrade kit. So the people that aren't technically savvy and want to tear into a Core 1 or whatever system, just have a dedicated machine that already has the INDX system on it, and I didn't see an answer on that. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. That I think that would gain a lot of traction. But if you've been in 3D printing for a while, an upgrade kit is not going to be that bad, And Prusa is known for their incredibly in-depth, assembly guides and all that. Throwing some Haribo gummy bears in there, and an afternoon, and you'll be good to go. So I'm seriously considering the Prusa Core L. Matter of fact, when I get home, I'm definitely going to look at that. And even though it's $1,500, and then there's the additional price of the INDX, and I think the kit comes with 5, if I'm not mistaken. You can have a total of 8, which is insane. So if you want redundancy and you only print with 1, 2, or 3, or 4 different colors, you can still have some additional tool heads in reserve as spares. So there's that. And the amount of poop that you're going to save is going to be incredible. So with that, the other thing I was thinking, the Voron 2, yeah. checking out the Voron and seeing what the price is for that. I haven't really looked at Voron that much, so, but I'm gonna have to rethink that. So yeah, that is going to be a very, very interesting thing. That is going to be a game changer, and I think that's going to turn the tide, and a lot of companies are going to jump on the induction heating thing. But from what I've read, wow, I am severely impressed. So imagine whether if you do multicolor prints, holy crow, you're going to make out like a fat rat. If you do single prints with that, and let's say you just do models or cosplay armor or whatever it is, you know, you're not concerned with multiple filaments and things like that. You have 8 heads on there or 5 heads. That means that you can do a print and you can have 5 rolls or spools of filament, so you don't have to worry about it's gonna be close. Yeah, a little too close. But now you can have like up to 5 rolls of filament that will just one right after the other. Yeah, I know. I'm just like parking really close on the left. Backup cameras are awesome. I love them. So yeah, George says looking at a filament recycler, that's something. Wow, that is pretty impressive. So yeah, a lot of different things are popping up with Prusa, and thinking about it, you know, you have the Core 1L, the larger build plate area, and then you have with 5 heads, tool heads on there. Essentially, you could have 5 spools of filament. So whether you're doing multicolor, multi-material, give me a minute.